The doctor amputated the patient's legs and then attached the right leg to the middle of the patient's body, securing it with screws. As a result, the patient ended up looking like the bear in front of him. However, the doctor was very satisfied with his operation, completely ignoring whether the patient would be able to tolerate it after waking up. After all, this was what the patient had requested. It turned out that the man's left leg was covered with osteosarcoma. Typically, people with this condition could only live for a few more years at best. The most stable solution at present was to amputate his left leg. However, this would mean that the man would have to use crutches for the rest of his life. Upon learning of the situation, the man immediately refused the surgery. After all, what's the difference between that and being disabled for life? He didn't want to spend his life relying on crutches. With no other choice, the doctor suggested amputating the right leg as well and then attaching it to the middle so that the body could remain balanced without the need for crutches. However, this surgery was extremely dangerous. After all, the midsection was not an easy place to work with. If something went wrong, the man could become infertile, but the man didn't care, as long as he didn't have to use crutches. Seeing how determined the man was, the doctor had no choice but to proceed according to his request. The doctor first cut off his left leg, and with a crisp sound, both of the man's legs were quickly removed. However, just as the doctor was preparing to connect the man's right leg to the middle, the lead surgeon suddenly put down the surgical knife. It turned out that the femur in the man's leg was too fragile to support the weight of his body. The lead surgeon dared not continue with the surgery. If any problems arose later, he would be fully responsible. However, since the legs had already been amputated, if the surgery did not continue, the man might not survive. With no other options, they had to resort to desperate measures. They directly cut off the fragile femur and reinforced it with screws. After some procedures, the man's right leg was successfully attached. As the screws were tightened, a thrilling surgery finally came to an end. Looking at the results of their labor, the doctor felt extremely happy. However, he had no idea how the man would be able to walk like this.